Hi, Tomwood here, and I would like to share something about my recent journey to Destiny Farm, South Africa. I was flying from southern Norway to Destiny Farm, South Africa, and it was a very long flight, and but I managed. I mean, I'm schizophrenic, or I'm born schizophrenic. Now walking a process to empower, to stand up, as that's schizophrenic, you might say, to learn myself to know to be stable and sound and supportive to myself. And so I think it is quite remarkable that I actually managed to travel so far and managed how so well I did, and really to being able to do that with my condition, you might say. So I'm really proud of that simple fact that I managed. I could handle to fly to South Africa and back again, and that is accomplishment, I think, for me, having lived with schizophrenia for so many years and managing that achievement. So I'm currently acknowledging that, seeing that, okay, I did that, cool, good stuff, I managed, I survived, basically. And what else can I then do? What are my further, we might say, creational abilities? What can I further make of my living, and challenge myself more or less, and be living my potential, you might say. Living my potential. So, what I took back from this journey to Destiny Farm, South Africa, was the main point that I was to hear in words, conversations, advice, you might say, was to focus on my schizophrenic background, you might say, and to become more what we might call an expert of my schizophrenia, to work more on that, because I know schizophrenia. I know what schizophrenia is, I know my own background, and I know myself as schizophrenic, and by those terms, that is a very we might say powerful position, because I have that insight and clarity and awareness of my schizophrenia that I don't think very many people with schizophrenia has got that type of awareness that I have. Having more or less sorted out my schizophrenia, having worked with and asked myself to sort out, forgive, and you might say organize and structure myself as a schizophrenic. So having done that process and still walking that process of rearranging myself and forgiving myself and working with myself to become a better me, to learn myself as with my schizophrenic diagnosis. Because I was thinking, okay, this is 2018. It is 2018, and I must create something, wow, star of myself, become a politician or whatever idea of a career. Like, I must do something else. My idea was that I must do something else than what I'm currently doing, which would be to just separate myself and create myself from a new me, you might say, create myself new, because I wasn't quite, you might say, comfortable or at ease with my current being, you might say. So my idea in the New Year's, the days after Christmas and then a few days after New Year's Eve, I thought that, okay, I will go for something else. I will sort of leave behind my schizophrenia and go for something else, recreate myself, you might say, create a career of myself, you might say. So I have now reversed that little process in itself, you might say, and I'm in the process now of establishing myself as a more of an expert, you might say, in schizophrenia, psychology, psychiatry, mental health. So that is what I'm looking at, to share, you might say, the crap out of my schizophrenia, to expose it all, and to show people it's possible to have a good life with the diagnosis of schizophrenia, as well as many other diagnoses that I am aware of. And it is possible to have that quality life for me from having walked with the tools that is provided by Destinary process, with also having a supportive and, you might say, commonsensical and a safe and sound agreement with my doctor and medications that I take. Having that sorted out, having a clean and clear relationship to that. And, being active, walking, working out, getting sweaty, working with my body to honor my physical, yes. And to have, you might say, agreements with my body, agreements with my mind, agreements with my being. So I can better learn myself to know and find more purpose, find more reason, quality, life, value, responsibility within as my living. To become more of me, to become better version of who I am. And that is what I'm very much what this process is about, to sort of uncover the many layers within self, many layers of past and programming, and become aware of one's potential and creative abilities, and whatever a human being really is, beyond the programs, beyond the pre-programmed mind, beyond the metaphysics, beyond ego, and so on and so on. So I am very glad that I was able to fly, to travel to South Africa, to see the farm, to see the animals, to see the people, and to become more stable in my process of walking with schizophrenia, and become more stable in my standing, my process, my directive principle, learning some valuable clues, you might say, life hacks to further hack my mind, to further hack myself, and learn myself to know, to become more commonsensical, more reasoned, more to just be more of me, to be more of life, really, in essence. And yeah, that is basically how I view that about walking my process now back in Norway, focusing more on schizophrenia, focusing on me as with that past programming and so on. So if you have questions about schizophrenia or self-forgiveness or me in general, feel free to ask me in private message or however you prefer. And I'll see you around, and thank you and enjoy.